conundrum.
I'm
Take
trying
number
not to
2.
get nerve-wracking because I've been nerve-wracking lately. So can this go smooth, please, Mama?
It's going to be smooth, yeah.
Okay, Mama.
So welcome everybody to Nobody's Listening.
Ooh, anxiety queen.
Anxiety girl. But take 2, girl.
It's the story of my cunt.
So we wanted to do an annual recap. Maybe this could be a tradition. It should be a tradition of what happened.
Yeah, the
Right?
countdown. We
The
should do this
countdown.
like every year, like before Christmas.
Before Christmas,
Like,
yes.
Before New Year's.
Before New Year's,
At
yeah.
least, yeah.
So usually Nobody's Listening, and that's the name of the podcast. But in 2024, they listened.
Everybody was listening.
Everybody was
Girl,
listening.
the universe was listening. Yes.
So we wanted to do. We had an idea. Cosmo and I had an idea to do a recap of what happened to Queen of Melrose in 2024.
Right. We were going to do the bloopers too.
Maybe we'll keep the bloopers.
Maybe we'll
because
do
it
the
was-
bloopers
yeah,
for New
we'll do the
Year's.
bloopers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of those.
Yeah.
So January, life goes on as usual, and Queen Motha does not want to show her beautiful face on camera. So let's go to February 2024. February 9th, we go to Software Underbelly, Mark, and I remember getting ready, and I got us 2 iced coffees, and we met at Glam, and you were like, what should I wear? And then you decided to wear
the poncho.
right
The famous
The
poncho.
famous poncho.
Yes. It's called the toncho.
the toncho.
Yeah, it started off being a t-shirt and a poncho. Because you see the neckline,
yeah,
it's like a t-shirt.
that's what it is.
So we're going to call it the toncho.
Toncho.
I try to sell them in Walmart, girl, because every woman across America is going to want a toncho, right?
In Walmart it is.
It's like,
Walmart
remember
is
Suzanne
coming.
Summers when she came out with her poncho? Yeah, so this is the toncho.
The toncho. The toncho.
Yeah, but we made it in fur. And I'm glad it was there because I was feeling like Farrah Fawcett vibes that day.
Right.
The hair came out cute, you know, and then it was cold.
It was cold.
Right, and then you know me, I'm a little overweight, so I have to cover, you know, my whole body. So that was the perfect thing.
It was the perfect thing.
Yeah.
And do you want to... So we called Mark and we arranged it. And I remember Mark was like a little hesitant because he was like, who is this queen? Who is this annoying Russian queen? Remember? So
I don't remember. Like a lot of it is a blur.
I remember because I also filmed it and edited.
But I love that you remember those things.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't remember those little details. I just remember the big stuff.
I remember calling Mark. He's not picking up my phone. Brandon is trying to connect us.
Well, it started with Brandon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Brandon's trying to connect us.
It started with Brandon. Yeah.
Shout out
so
to
he's
Brandon.
like my little coworker. He's my employee actually, and he was like kind of my sponsee. You know what I mean? I'm like his sponsee mother.
For sure.
And he went on the show, right?
First,
And then he's like, everybody's calling me saying, Brandon's on this show, Software Underbelly. I didn't know what it was. He goes, and he's mentioning you, and he's giving you a shout out. He said, because of you, that he's sober. And I taught him like stuff in the garment industry. And that's why he's doing today what I taught him, basically. And and he's talking about you, and I'm like, what's Software Underbelly?
I didn't know either.
Yeah. So anyway, then I watched his episode, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet, because I haven't seen him for a while. So for him to mention my name, it meant a lot.
Oh, that's right. Brandon kind of disappeared.
He disappeared. He was doing his thing, had a baby, a wife in San Diego. So we like kind of lost contact, but that rekindled our contact.
It's hard for me to imagine because we literally talk to him every day now. So it's hard for me to imagine that he wasn't in your life constantly.
Yeah.
We have doggies, so, lipstick. So forgive us if we're going to be...
And Callie, they're coming to say hi right now.
She's
She's skittish.
after a year me being here, she's warmed up.
It takes her a minute.
I know. I earned it.
Callie will cut you.
I had to earn, I know. So that's good that I'm on a good side.
Yeah. She's good.
So that was February.
She's broken, but it's okay.
I love it. I think we get each other.
We fix her.
Okay, I think we get each other. Yeah, at this point. So we go to see Mark, and basically, Cosmo was reluctant to do that, but then did it for the community because he wanted to. He overcame himself to tell a story that is possible to overcome addiction.
Yeah.
You kind of like put your, spheres right in the back burner, and it was your first time overcoming yourself. being on camera when I'm your friend, like was trying to film you, like I don't want to do that.
Right.
You were publicly or stripped to the bones, right? But this is me. This is me, who I am. This is what I've done. This is my story, and I'm accepting myself by being so candidly open with all of you, and I think that was a huge impact, right? For like on everyone. That's why everyone was.
Yeah, blew everybody away. It blew me away. You know. Because I just wanted to go on there and be honest. Because he's like, tell me your story. And he was asking the questions. So basically, it was like speaking in an AA meeting, you know, because you got to tell what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now, right? So basically, he's got kind of like that format.
The format.
So anyway, I had to just get honest, you know, and he asked me the questions, and he's great at questions. He's not good at taking photos, even though he was voted one of the best photographers in the world. But when he takes that photo, oh my God. So I said, what is up with the fucking photos? I'm like, look, could you make a queen look pretty? She hasn't been on camera for 10 years.
I know, it's so crazy.
He goes, no, basically, he wants the lady in his office. Somebody said he needs to get the tragedy in your face. So girl, when I saw that photo, I was like, oh my God. So this is like, welcome to your worst nightmare. But I faced it full on.
You did.
And I'm like, you know what? If I look like that, that's fine. If he wants me to look like that, that's fine. You know, I went there. I told my truth, you know, and that was it, you know. And I just like, okay, I did try, girl. But he's like, no, it's like my way or the highway. So I was like, just put it out there. Yeah.
I remember. It was like, you kind of feared it, right? Because you're like,
that was my biggest fear.
Right? And then it was like you were
you know.
I know. Okay, you know, girl.
Right.
I
you
know.
Because Eugenia, she's like, girl, get on camera. You're so beautiful still, girl. You're beautiful. You don't look 61. So what? You gained a few pounds. Just, you know, throw some glitter on yourself, girl. Who cares? And I'm like, queen, no. Like, I haven't been. And that was always a dream of mine, to be on camera for many years. But being that I had the addiction, like, I just postponed it and postponed it and postponed it. Yeah. Then I got sober at 50. So I'm like, I don't have to be in front of camera anymore. You know? But I'm still going to do my designs, and I'm going to have my clothing stores, and I'm going to live happily ever after.
Yes,
and
girl. Who knew?
You know, but thank you.
No, but thank
Honestly,
you for...
this is like a little holiday. Bitch gonna cry a little bit probably. And I have my period. I don't know what's going on this holiday season.
Me too. We all are.
And you too,
you
right,
too.
girl?
We're not. Which we see, like when you hang out with someone, they kind of
No,
you know,
it's totally we're vibing. We're vibing.
Yeah, and then the Waymo idea in the morning, they matched with yours.
The what?
The Waymo, that car.
Oh, yeah, the car thing. Yeah, girl, it's telepathy.
Yeah.
Like what I have with my twin brother, I have with you.
Yeah.
So you're like the triplet.
So it's good.
You're the triplet.
You're triplet.
Because what I'm thinking, like you're thinking. So that's kind of
that's a good thing.
That's like a friend thing.
Also, when you work with someone, and then when we've been friends before we started working, but when you like, that's kind of the friends, the family thing. Yeah. It means we're good.
But it's
girl,
really,
it's good. It's good. Well, we're not gonna spoil what we're gonna do with Maymore, but it's going to. So I just want to move on to March. So that was February. We went to Software Underbelly. It didn't gain that many views because I was monitoring it because I'm a maniac. So it got like 300,000 views. And Mark's channel sometimes gets 14 million with Whitaker's, okay? So it wasn't viral, but we still got a lot of...
And Rebecca.
Yeah. But but that's the time where we created YouTube channel because we knew we were going to be on Mark, so we didn't want to miss opportunity. And that's when some people, like 2,000 of them, subscribed. So that kind of began the little social media thing for Cosmo. We didn't have YouTube channel.
You contacted Mark.
It's okay. But yeah.
Because in the office,
I think they know.
You guys know she's a dynamo.
They know
like
that story.
OCD, like when it comes to work, forget about it. Like, you know, some people scrub the bathrooms.
I don't.
Some people do I decorate. Sometimes I can't stop fucking decorating. Like, look at my house right now. It's
gorgeous.
Crazy. It's like fucking
Cosmo's living room. Look at the Beverly.
It's like Disneyland. It's
gorgeous.
crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah. So, but Eugenia, when it comes to like techie stuff and like management, like she is so on. But OCD up till 5 o'clock in the morning, and she's doing a million things at once. And because, you know, some people have this person and that person and a PA. This one doesn't.
We'll get that, but that's why
She
slip.
does it all.
But I slip sometimes.
But sometimes she does so many little things that like we miss out on a big thing. But you know what? It's like, oh my god! But you've done so fucking much.
Yeah, and I'm learning too. I don't know. Like it's my first time managing.
But sometimes I'm like, girl,
right.
Did you call that one? And she's like, did you make an invite list? And she's like, oh, I'm like, but the party's today.
Right.
So you can't do it all. Actually,
but the goal is
it takes an army, right? And
which we're gonna build,
and
next
we can't
year.
do it alone.
We're gonna, and I put out anyone who's listening, anyone of you, if you guys are USC, UCLA student, or any student, if you are into video editing, if you're studying social media and graphic design and web development and anything to do with entertainment, please email us info@queenofmelrose.com. Submit your resume. We're hiring right now, looking for interns. Actually, we're looking for interns. So please join the team. And if you don't know something,
believe me, you won't regret it. You're going to be in for the rides of your life.
We just got another cameo. So basically Mark started the YouTube channel for us because Mark knew that it's a huge opportunity, and I asked Mark to pin a comment and linked it on our description. And I asked Mark to pin a comment and link Queen of Melrose channel into description. And I knew that people will see. But
I remember in his office, girl, first of all, he's like, who's this little dynamo? What's going on?
Who's a little annoying dynamo?
Right. And should we tell him the real conundrum what happened that day?
I was going to, but should we?
Okay.
Should we?
We have to.
Okay.
This should be for bloopers, but this is what happened.
That's your treat. Merry Christmas.
So I throw this sweater on, right? That fucking fur thing that I'm wearing, and I'm thinking I'm Farrah Fawcett. And then he starts interviewing me with these really deep questions. And I remember I lit a cigarette, and I was crying a little bit. It was very emotional. He's really good at interviews.
Yeah.
He knows how to get the grit.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm lifting my arms, like saying my mother teases her hair. And there's a big hole in my leggings, okay? So she spotted it. He didn't see it, though, because he's looking at my face.
Yeah.
She is back there. She goes, oh, my God. So my whole, everything just came out, girl.
Well, tell them what you were. You came what? How did you wear it? How did you wear those leggings?
What do you mean?
How did you wear them? How? You with underwear, without it? What did you go?
Oh, commando.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. The queen goes commando. Right. I don't like wedgies and Murphys and shit up my ass unless it's the appropriate stuff. But anyway, no, I don't like all that digging and So anyway, she usually...
No G-string? No.
When I'm a little thinner, I'll go to a G-string.
Okay.
But right now, it's hard to find sexy underwear that are comfortable.
Okay.
So the queen just puts a little powder.
Okay.
And she, and she goes commando, queen. That's it.
So Mark has two angles, right? Two cameras, which we should have as well. One straight on, the one at the angle, and kind of sitting on the floor. Both cameras sitting on the floor, and Mark is straight facing you. You guys saw, and I'm sitting at the angle, and I'm like, Mark, we have a surprise, and he goes,
like, what does she want now?
He goes,
Cosmo, your assistant is too much.
And I'm like, you should cut.
So she's like, you got to cut, Mark. And he's like, what is wrong with this woman?
He goes, here? I am not cutting. I don't cut for nobody, okay? And I was like, all right, good luck to you, editor in post-production. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah,
Surprise.
Because I know how long it's going to take to mask this part.
And I felt like cold air. I felt like cold air going in there.
Right.
But I was so involved in my story.
Right.
I didn't think I had a hole.
Right, of course.
But the hole was huge.
It was huge. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I didn't want it because I want to respect Cosmo. So I glanced at it and then I wasn't even looking. So you were private there.
Well, you couldn't help. You couldn't miss it.
So basically, and then I was like, okay, it's out now. What if he's going to be like, I didn't know Mark. I was like, what if he's going to put Cosmo, here I am once again. And I'm on the internet with the commando thing. And so basically, not only this is his first time on camera after, years, right? But naked, what are we shooting here? So I'm being a stage mom, completely freaking out.
I'm really challenging myself here. First, I don't want to be on camera, and now I'm totally nude.
Naked,
right?
Exactly. So she went all in, basically. So she jumped, which I appreciated. That's why it worked. Anyway, so then Mark goes like this. I see what you're saying. You're right. I'm like, Mark. So he goes, okay, well, we already filmed it. So, like, I guess I'm like, could you please make sure it's patched? He goes, okay, I got it.
We're in the office with him.
Right. We're in office.
Before we left.
Right.
He goes, you did a great job. Cosmo, you're amazing. The sweetest man, honestly.
Sweetest, yeah.
And he's like, you're a star. And he was like,
right away, he said that.
Yeah,
right away.
You're a star.
You're a star.
He goes,
right away.
Like, I see something happening for you. You're going
Right
to go
away.
viral. You're going to be on TV, whatever. So I'm like, oh my God, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I know he knows because he's been in the business for a long time and he has like how many followers?
6 million.
And he's so fucking gorgeous too. Forget that's
6
another
million.
thing, right? Tall and handsome.
Totally handsome, yeah.
I can't. I could, but I
Right.
can't. So anyway, we're in the office with Eugenia, and she's like, you know what? And he's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, in other words, she's like the nudnik, you know, but making 100% sense, right? So
Nobody was listening. Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening. So anyway, he goes, and then you said one thing, and he goes, oh, really?
Oh, yeah, Amazon. I was like, you should do affiliate marketing on Amazon because you can, you can make extra income. He goes,
so he's
what?
like, wait a minute, stop everybody.
He's like, wait,
Cosmo,
what?
Okay. He goes, all right, Cosmo, bye.
Right.
And then he went, what did you say?
Right. That's
And
what
he had her undivided attention.
Finally, yeah, I got it again. Finally, yeah.
He's seen she wasn't just the stage mother.
Right.
She was like, she knew, brilliant and genius. So then they had a conversation and a meeting after that, you know, which is nice because people don't know. They just think that you love me so much. You're the stage mother, but they know that there's a lot of nuts and bolts.
I just love YouTube, so I always listen and study. So I know I was like, you can monetize this way. You know what I mean? So we had 2 weeks to create YouTube channel, so we did that. And Mark, we asked Mark if he could pin a comment, so he did, and we knew it was going to be a huge opportunity, and it worked. But it, still small channel, like 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. By the way, I have 37,000. If you're watching and not subscribed, please subscribe to Queen of Melrose, support Queen Mother. Some of you are not subscribed or watching. Please subscribe. So anyway, then here comes March now. We're in March because it was, Cosmo goes to Madonna concert. And he's feeling himself because he's already on camera a little bit more, right? So he goes, Donato, his business partner, film me right now.
I'm like, put on the camera.
Put on the camera.
I'm feeling it, girl.
Right.
I'm at the Madonna concert, and I got something to say.
He goes, I need an oxygen.
So Donato's like, all right, girl, okay, here. So I'm like, here we are at the
Madonna.
Donato concert. Well, here we are at the Madonna concert. So it was $80 for parking, girl. So it was so primitive. We had to walk like a fucking mile and a half to get to the parking area. There were no carts running around. The queen is a queen of a certain age, girl. She smokes cigarettes and everything. So she had to walk, girl. And I thought it would be way more convenient for the parking price to be $80 and the ticket was like $700. And then we had to check our bag for another $50. And you had to bring a clear bag. So I forgot what I said still, but I went ballistic. I went off. So,
but then you finish it in a really cute way for giving away, like Cosmo does. He's like, it's a comedy, right? You're really good at comedy. It's like throwing that fist.
I was still excited.
But then you're like, but I still love you, girl. I love you. You know what I mean? It was like really cutesy. It wasn't malicious. Like
we're going to go see Madonna.
Right.
So I was still in a great mood, but I just had to get that off my chest. And then the next day, Donato posted that.
So Donato sent it to me, and I started TikTok for Cosmo, and I clipped some stuff from Software Underbelly, and I'm like, and you guys sending it to me that night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling it. And I'm sitting, and it's like, I'm refreshing the page, and it's like 60,000 views, and I'm like, 60,000 views? I just posted it, 200,000 views. By the morning, it was like 1 million, and I'm like, Cosmo, you got 1 million views, and we were freaking out. Oh my gosh. Then
somebody called us and they said, on Twitter, you have like 15 million views.
Right.
And we're like, what? So that's another thing, because I was at the concert and I was at work all day. So the queen wasn't all fresh and cute and very pretty. I just finished working slinging dresses on Melrose, and then we had to like run to the concert because we were going to be late. So I was a hot mess, girl. And I'm on my rant, honey, and everything. And when I saw that, I was like, So first it was the Underbelly picture.
Right.
Okay. And this is me, like, newly getting on camera. Then it was the Madonna
Oh my God,
and
girl.
I'm like, oh no, bitch. So I had to, like, I had to be an acceptance right there, girl. I'm either going to, like,
surrender.
never go on camera again and move to Africa. Or I'll just show up tomorrow, you know. So that really broke the ice with my identity crisis.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Really did.
See, like, it's
so
a
now
therapy.
I'm like, bring it on, bitch.
Right.
Watch, I'm gonna be prettier and prettier.
But you gotten
bitch.
prettier. You have a glow, like a celebrity glow now.
Because I knew I had that.
Right.
No, honestly, because I knew my mother. Like, I know I was like old, but I wasn't like fucking 90, right? And
You're not
my
old in
mother had
60s,
that
like,
too.
yeah.
And I knew I looked like just like her. And my father looked great at 73, like still handsome and glowing in photos.
Yeah, you guys are gold,
so I
good
knew
looking.
I had it.
Yeah.
I just had to find it, girl.
Right.
So I had to look for it a little bit.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But now she's back,
Now
girl.
she's back. Now she's. I keep looking down only because I just make sure we are recording, so that's why I keep looking down. And I have this for notes, so I'm sorry, guys. So somebody steals it, puts it on Twitter, and that person does not tag us. I am going ballistic, sending million DMs to that person. Please tag us. Please tag. I'll quickly create account on X so we can get some traffic going to Cosmo. They didn't find her, but the internet is smart, so they went in and they started looking up Queen Motha, and then they saw Software Underbelly, and they saw this story, and they saw this iceberg, right? Because you are like an iceberg, like you kind of maybe like flashy in a way that like glamorous at the top, but there's like all the depth, right? That's like you won't even think that it's there because you could be light and like funny, you know what I mean? You're very humorous, but you have all that story, and that's why people fell in love with you. I feel like plus like your stores and celebrity who like casually dresses Beyonce girl and like Erykah Badu and Shaq and Nicole
people
Kidman.
like are in shock.
It's still every single
like when
podcast.
they hear the story, they're like, really, like, I didn't know you went through that. You know what I mean? It's like people didn't know, you know. And I never really kept it a secret, but I never talked about it when I'm making a sale and doing business.
Right? You just know? And the way he talks the way you are with celebrities, the way you carry yourself, it's like they're just as if they're just your neighbor. You never fan out. You never, you know. We just met big. What is it? Bob the drag.
Oh, Bob the drag.
And
queen.
you were a little bit shy.
I got a little, because you know what? We just did that podcast, right?
With Monet Exchange.
So I didn't feel good that day, girl. Okay, you know she had a diarrhea the day before, girl. Okay, and that day I felt the stomach all queasy and like I don't know. I just had like low energy. So she's like, "Let's go do this podcast with Monet." So Monet was fabulous. She made me so comfortable, and I went in there. But towards the end of it, I felt myself like dying out. I'm like, something. I'm either getting sick or something, whatever. So you know how like some podcasts that I do, I'm like, girl, we killed it.
Right.
You know, and that one I didn't feel like we killed it. And of course, we're our own worst enemy. And
because you did kill it.
We're our own worst critic. And she's right there, and she will tell me, girl, you fell flat on your face. But she goes, you can't fall flat on your face. Because she goes, you're just too much, girl.
Right.
No matter what. If you're sad, it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
If you're going to be happy, it's going to be happy. But you're going to, you're going to have those, you're going to get emotions from you know? But anyway, I didn't feel great about it. So anyway, we come out of Monet's podcast room, and who's there, girl? Bob the drag queen. So I'm like, I always wanted to meet her, and I know her story too. Like, she blew up, girl. She was at the Madonna concert. Like, I'm so proud of that bitch, you know? And she was so nice. So we were listening to my Christmas songs, you know? And it was on, my phone was on the table, and everybody's like, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And Bob the drag queen, girl, I'm gonna cry right now. What is wrong with me, queen?
It's okay to cry.
Girl,
cry.
like this holiday, girl, is doing a fucking number on me, girl. And I'm trying to pretend that it's not, but all these feelings are coming up. And do you feel it?
Yeah, I was crying in the car, like, thinking about
even
kids.
Like the trauma, because the holidays in my house. Yes, there was a lot of love, but as you guys know, there was also like meatballs on the wall, and there was a little fist fight over here, and a little cocaine binge over there. So all those feelings I still have. It's still trauma You know, from like me going out, where's Cosmo? She's in a hotel room downtown. You know, where's Cosmo for the holidays? Like, I would even miss the holidays because I'd be in a hotel room downtown or behind the bushes, you know? So I guess that still stays with you, you know? And then also as a little kid, you know that song "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas"? That reminds me of like my grandma, like growing up. Do you have like nostalgic stuff?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I think we all do. You know, I'm talking to everybody. Everybody's feeling a certain kind of way for the holidays. So, where were we? So Monet. So, girl. So she sat down right next to me, and she was like, she know every word for "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," and she sang the whole fucking song with me, Queen.
It was so sweet. Yeah, and we have it on camera.
I don't know, like, I don't get nervous with people, but that day I was feeling like a little, like, inferior or whatever it was, you know. And like when I met her, I was like, oh my god, I'm nervous. And then she's like, oh bitch, let's stick around, Trixie Mattel has gone her way. And I'm like, Queen, where's the back door, bitch? I just want to leave, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could just make my appearance, do what I gotta do, and the Queen gotta leave, because the Queen has feelings too. Like, she still gets nervous, she still sweats, you know, all those things still come up.
Right. And I'm just trying to like, what I'm trying to do is like the way I was doing with Mark, like when we went there, I was like, Mark, pin a comment, please, like, help us boost the channel. It's just like I'm always thinking, I'm always trying to push this plane like up the hill. Sorry, 1 second. It stopped recording. Hold on a second. Are you recording again?
Yeah, so at that studio, girl, it was like Bob the drag queen was there, and then Monet was there, and this other queen was there, and they said, oh my god, she's coming too, and you're all excited. You're like, let's stay. And I'm like, girl, I can only do like one queen at a time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And like, I'm sorry that you see, he's like, feel. He always told me, feel the room, which I'm still learning. I don't know how to do that.
And I'm like, read the room, girl.
Read the room.
You know what I mean? She is like, which I love about her, and I'm the same way. Like, I'm 17 again in many ways. I have like this young, I think mine is because I started doing drugs at 17. So I really kind of stopped developing at 17, you know, because the drugs, like, it hindered my whole life. So but it's a good thing.
That's why you were very, that's why you're like childlike and you don't have those boundaries. And Cosmo would be like, I can earn this much a month, for instance, and it can happen because you are not in the box. You're not in the corporate box. That's why you're like a kid. Even Ansley says he's like a kid. Yeah, you're still like a kid, and that there's a certain innocence about you that we kind of, the more you grow and the more they tell you what to do, the more blurry the lens becomes, and you kind of see things with a kid's clear vision.
Like, you know, you pick up where you started. So when did you start getting high? Okay, so your mentality in a lot of ways is going to be, I'm 17 again. But at first I was like, what? Really? That's fucked up.
Good to know.
Is there something wrong with me? Bitch? And then I was like,
I have a kid.
I like being childlike. Like, I like the holidays. I like you know, being young.
That's helps.
And I really mentally feel like, you know, like sometimes I just want to play double dutch in the street. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do these things that I did when I was
feel that I'm more mature.
So it's a good thing. But you also have, that's why me and you click, because you are very, very smart, very intelligent, and very book smart. Yes, you are. And also the street smart, the street smart, I got that from like New York.
I don't have that.
You know, I'm glad I'm around to protect you that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm missing the mark.
And you're around to protect me with the
copyright, girl.
With the educational stuff. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why we
balance. Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
It's amazing.
About codes and numbers.
Yeah. But I actually enjoy that I'm childlike. You know?
For sure.
But I always tell a girl, because you know, these queens, girl, they're not from like, you know, they're not from like UCLA, girl. These queens are from the streets like me, you know? So it's like, I tell you, like, read the room, girl.
Yeah. Because,
you know? Because Eugene is like, can you do that? Can you? And you know what I mean? I'm like, sometimes I'm mortified. Because, first of all, a closed mouth don't get fed. And I love her, girl, her persistence. Unbelievable. Like, every podcast that we did, they could tell you how persistent she is. That's why I call her my stage mother, because I'm really like in good hands with her, thank God, and I trust her with my whole life. and everything. But there's sometimes I'm like, girl,
but also,
come here, girl.
I get
You gotta
I get
read
to learn.
the room.
But also,
like, you gotta like. Girl,
right.
You know
But
what
also,
I mean?
like, Mark was also like this. But thank God that I spoke up, because the little people that went on
But
his
a lot
channel.
of people aren't going to make you speak
Right.
up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So you just got to, like, read the room,
Read the
girl.
room. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I got you, girl.
Yeah.
I got you in that place. And, you know, we learn. I'm learning from you.
Yeah.
You're learning from me.
It's a balance, for sure.
This is new. You know what I mean?
We're so new to us.
But,
yeah.
So.
Okay. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I'm learning too. Again, like, and I make mistakes, and it's new. And I didn't go to school for this, and I even if I did, it's still, every person is unique. I've never managed anyone or produced.
Well, I think you should open your own school, bitch.
At some point. Girl.
About how to get that shit done. It's called G-I... Wait.
H-T...
No, get it done.
Get it done?
G-I-D.
G-I-D.
G-I-D. Get it done.
Get it done, girl.
Right. The School of Eugenia.
Oh my gosh. Well, one day, once we have some help so I can, manage this properly. So then let's go back to the chronological order of what was happening. So March, Madonna. March, Interview Magazine reaches out, and we just quickly touch base on that. They send us an email saying that we want to feature Motha on a centerfold. You said, and the staple will be right here. That's
that was another one.
That was paper. That was paper.
God.
We're gonna get to paper. But Interview Magazine
it's
went
like,
well.
welcome to your modeling career, queen.
Wait. So
first it was Underbelly. Okay. Then it was who? Madonna concert. Girl. And then it was Paper Magazine.
But let's not. Paper Magazine is coming up just really quickly, so I can be chronological. Being a stage mom again. March was Interview Magazine. We will insert a video here of. There's a video on the Cosmos channel. Actually, we'll link all the videos, everything that we're talking about. I filmed, so guys, just go down the rabbit hole and watch all of that. It's all going to be linked down below. I'll do January, February, March for you. So March was Interview Magazine. April, World of Wonder reaches out to us and invites you to do Avalon TV with Simone. And that was the first Pinch Me moment. That's the first time we went to a studio, and everyone was fanning out and obsessed, and they were we met all those queens. They're amazing. And her hair was gorgeous. Yeah. And we kikied, and there's a video on the channel.
Yeah.
Okay, then April, Days Magazine reached out. So it was fun as well. And then May, Paper Magazine reaches out, and we have Paper Magazine photographer coming. We love her, Tyler.
So here we're on a roll. You know what I mean? We're is this thing gonna last? What's going on? But Eugenia's let's hit the iron while it's hot, okay? So we started a little podcast. That nobody's listening, but we didn't do that many because we were so busy doing other people's podcasts. It never ends. It just started escalating and escalating and escalating and escalating, so I just show up no matter what. Thank
you. And on time,
I show up.
We could be asked to be a Sirius XM, which is coming. We will update you at 7 a.m. So I was here at 5. You're driving all the way from Culver City, and she's like, girl, she's all ready. She didn't even sleep. Thank you so much for showing up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I learned to show up because it was so many years. You had to look me up in the yellow pages.
No, you're amazing.
I miss
thank God you're not drinking.
No, I used to miss weddings and funerals and family events and just miss them because I was just MIA.
Right.
So now, and then what I learned in rehab is you just show up to every commitment, that you have. And not only do you show up a half hour earlier. So that helped me a lot too. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. And I remember, so Paper Magazine comes out to us, to Cosmo and Donato, to take photos, and we instruct her, and she didn't do. Some of them were incredible. There's a whore. I don't know if I can say that on camera. Probably I can. Whore picture is one of my favorite. When you're smoking a cigarette, iconic.
Yeah.
But couple.
So you know what? So basically, I trusted the photographer, okay? Because he goes, girl, I got you, girl. I shoot a lot of these queens, honey, and they don't look like you, girl. Trust me, whatever. I shoot this one, that one. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, look, I wore the worst thing that day too, even though I love that thing. But it's like I wore fucking animal print, okay? And basically, when I got to the photo shoot, I thought it was gonna like camouflage. But when I saw the picture, I'm like, damn, like it made me look bigger. So I said, listen, when you shoot me, because the makeup was great.
Gorgeous. Maxine did. That's when I met Maxine first time.
Maxine, you guys got to meet my friend Maxine. I'm going to have her on a podcast.
For sure.
And if we don't get in a fist fight, I love her to death.
That's another one.
It's like love and hate. But yeah, she's my sister and I do love her.
Yeah.
You guys are going to meet Maxine.
For sure.
But anyway, but a controversial queen, oh my God, girl. Yeah.
But funny queen, oh my gosh. Hilarious.
Girl. So anyway, yeah, so basically, he goes, don't worry, I got you. And I'm like, okay, young guy, what was his name?
Tyler.
And he's amazing, by the way.
Amazing, super talented.
Super talented. He's like best friends with like Rick Owens.
Rick Owens, yeah, and Michelle.
He shoots Rick and Michelle,
A dream.
So I'm like, oh girl, I want to look so good, bitch. I don't know, because have you seen Michelle lately? But anyway, girl.
I love Michelle, Lemmy.
Yeah, we love
Michelle.
Her,
yeah,
girl.
we love
her. But anyway, but
yeah, it was a conundrum.
Yeah.
But we're learning like all those things.
So in other words, I told him, just shoot me kind of from here up. He goes, I got you. So when the paper magazine, and I'm telling you, it was a spread, and I was grateful, girl. I felt like Susan Lucci on All My Children, when she had a modeling career, girl, when she went to Grease, bitch, and I was just posing, girl, and just doing my thing because I thought he was shooting me from here up. What the fuck? It was a whole body shot of this elephant moo-moo that I wore, girl.
Yeah,
and it took off 3 pages. So I was like, Eugenia. And she's like, but you look so beautiful, girl. Really? Like, nobody's even looking at it like that. They love you.
Yeah, they do.
Your makeup look great.
He doesn't,
but when you're self-conscious.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm not the only one, girl.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Like, I do research. There's actresses that are gorgeous. Gorgeous. And they don't look at their movies either.
They don't? Yeah, I know that.
So it's a thing.
Yeah.
But, I don't want to make a big thing because I'm eternally grateful. But yet, when you tell me you're going to shoot me this way, that's what I'm expecting, Yeah. So now these queens know.
They do.
I put it out there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, so that was paper, and we were still like pinch me basically 3 magazines in a row. June, Cosmo meets Olivia at a gas station. Yeah. Olivia H3, and we are basically all of a sudden catapulted into the world of H3 with a plethora of.
Didn't even know what H3 was.
And I'm on
Didn't know
YouTube.
what Underbelly was. Yeah, she's so beautiful, outstanding. So I was like, girl, are you a makeup artist? Your makeup looks so beautiful. Like, you're beautiful. And she just stood out when I was getting cigarettes and she was getting a vape in the gas station. She goes, I know who you are. Wait a minute. So we exchanged information, at the gas station. I didn't know she was Olivia, big personality from H3 that has like all these fans and this big old following since before pandemic. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. So that was June, guys, and that's when they invited Cosmo to pay a visit at their live show on H3 with Ethan, and everyone loved him. He became obviously the instant favorite, and we met. And that was June, and also. We did the Pink's hot dog that month.
Right.
When Cosmo is now on the Wall of Fame.
With Jimmy Lee.
We met Jimmy Lee, who is now
Shout out to Jimmy Lee.
Which is,
we love Jimmy Lee.
We love Jimmy Lee. Yeah. Yeah, but...
He's old school New York. I know he gets into trouble.
Yeah.
Conundrum. But you know what? He looked out for the queen. He knew the owner of...
We got to give him a call.
We got to call him.
Yeah.
He knew the owner of Pink's Hot Dogs that's been there for like 65 years on Melrose, like with the best hot dogs. And then he goes, we're going to have a Cosmo Queen of Melrose Day. We're going to do a Cosmo New York dog. So we went there and like there was a crowd there waiting for me.
It was crazy.
And it was a lot of the H3 people.
Now we know. Yeah.
Like they're sticky fans. And they're loyal and they love me and I love them. They support me so much. They come to my store. They all buy something. They like really hug you. Like they're just they're just great people.
Incredible.
Yeah, like every one of them. Like,
so supportive. Yeah, they actually buy and support, which is no.
They buy
we're
outfits.
Like, we'll give you a discount. They're like, oh no, thank you. We don't want a discount. We're just gonna support.
They're like, we're here to support the queen.
That's crazy.
That's all.
So when we were at H3 Studios, they mentioned Greek theater that was coming up. We were there on Wednesday. They mentioned it's coming up on Friday.
We're having our yearly thing at the Greek Theater. So it's a big stadium, Griffith Park. You guys know the Greek Theater. Like, they all perform there. Mariah,
in Los
Beyonce,
Angeles.
In Los Angeles, right? So they have a podcast once a year, and they put on, like, the shenanigans and show, and Ethan's, like, hilarious, and, Olivia's there, and all these H3 people are there. So we got a phone call.
They invited us the same on Wednesday, but we were like, we don't know if we want to go. We were so close. We didn't know, like, we still were not comprehending how big H3 is, and we didn't know how you're going to be accepted. So we shot it on Wednesday. It was live, sorry. So everyone kind of loved you. And then on Friday, they were like, do you want to come? And we were like, no, we're busy. Because we had Jimmy Lee, right? So I didn't want to double book the queen.
And then
She's
it was
like,
Saturday in the
and
store.
it was hot, girl.
Yeah.
It was, and then Saturday, that's right, the next day. So Cosmo's like, don't overbook me, bitch. But I was like, and I was like, but I think we should do it. And then Olivia's like, do you want to come by? We were like, Cosmo. And then we got in the comments. People in the comments started asking, can Cosmo come on stage? Can Cosmo come on stage? And I texted Olivia and I said, Olivia, we would love to come. And actually, Motha doesn't mind showing up on stage.
So she's like, can you get to the Greek now? Like that movie Get to the Greek, okay? So we jump in my car.
It was hot. We just stuff our face with hot dogs.
I left my store. I didn't care. There was all the customers.
Right, you left the customers.
I left the store, and like me and her are zooming to she's like, get here now. So we go to the Greek, and then they park the car, and then somebody picks us up, like this bodyguard. And they're walking us through this crowd.
Five of them.
We went the back room.
The back way. The back way.
So we're going up. It's like up a hill. I got my platform shoes on and this robe, right?
And it's hot.
Everybody's like, Queen Motha, we love you. And I'm like,
and they just met you on Wednesday.
And I'm like, hair flip, bitch. Okay.
Right.
I was feeling so good. Because this is the first time, like, there was like 11,000 people there. Okay. So I remember. So then we're going up there. We go in, right? And I said, I want to go outside and have a cigarette.
Right.
So as soon as I come out, they're like, there's a lot of people out there, Cosmo. So when you go smoke, be careful, So I open the door and they're like, Queen.
Crazy.
So anyway, I go out on the terrace, right? And I'm up here and some queen is like, she goes, give me your hand. Some fan, yeah. And she's kissing she goes, I want to kiss the queen's ring.
Crazy.
Girl.
I was like,
that made my
we created a monster.
Girl, it made my whole life. So for me being like shy around the camera, not liking my photos, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then we're at the Greek Theater. Here we are.
Pinch me. They all were screaming like, wait, Motha, we need your advice.
So there's this girl by the curtain, right? And she's like, Cosmo, you're on. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I froze a little. She goes, Cosmo, you're on. So she's by the curtain and she goes, watch your step. And she just gave me a push, girl. And I went out there and there was like 11,000 people screaming, the queen, we love you. Oh my God. It was crazy. So I'm like, I'm either going to feel really uncomfortable and like run back there. But no, girl, it was kind of meant to be because I just ate it up, girl.
Yeah, that's what Ethan said. He's like, I knew you were going to eat it up.
I ate it up, honey. But that was like the biggest, like, I was like, oh my God, just pinch me moment. Like, it was like, yeah, it was
magical.
Amazing.
And our friendship with H3 began that way. June, we're still in June, and we are invited to Sirius XM, which is also a big deal. And you just like the radio that you always listen to. That's the one we had to be. Hi, John, and hi, Sarah. We actually saw them again recently. We had to be there by 6 a.m. And I was like, girl, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but basically, I was here driving all the way from the west side to Burbank on time. You were on time, and we were 30 minutes earlier. And they were so glad that we were. And it was fabulous also, Sirius XM. And Pinch Me moment, too.
So I met John.
Cyrus
so
or
handsome,
Sirius?
so sweet. Sirius Radio.
Sirius
I say
Radio.
Sirius. So I listen to that in my car all day long, you know. I listen to Studio 54. So, and here we are. They're inviting us to be on the air. So we walk in this building, and it's like everything is like state of the art. Like,
beautiful.
Oh my God, beautiful building. And then I meet John, and they put these headphones on me, and now the Queen's on Sirius Radio, girl. And I was like, it was just another pinch me moment.
Another pinch me.
And so it was like one after the other, after the other.
We're only in June.
Other.
We're only in June, girl.
Oh, girl.
So here comes July. Here comes July, and Mob Wives arrive from New York. When they, what do you remember of?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, Mob Wives, hello. So I remember them contacting you, and they're like, "We want to do something with Cosmo," you know. And I didn't know if it was going to be another. I was thinking I was going to take Big Angie's place, girl, and there was going to be all the cast of characters. You know, I didn't know what was happening with Mob Wives. All I know is I said yes.
You always say yes. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I say yes. I don't say no to an opportunity.
Yeah.
Unless it's like that one time. We got to tell y'all about this one. Yeah. And they almost had us. It was kind of a manipulation, though. Yeah. But it was like a cult following and all these things. So we had to decline. Yeah. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
So, So,
Mob Wives.
And then Renee, because I love Renee, you know what I mean? I remember watching the show, Big Ange, and like all of them. And so all of a sudden, Renee walks in the store, and I'm like, oh my God. And I felt like it was like a cousin. Like, you have that bond.
Right.
You know, we grew up in the same area. We did the same things, the same drug history, the same everything.
The same everything.
So basically, and I was like so happy to see her. So we hugged, and it was great. And then it was the new cast members, which was Rob, who's hilarious. He's on TikTok. Hilarious. Okay. And he gave me this purse, and he goes, I am so honored to meet you. And he goes, I want to give you this little purse. And the purse said cunt on it.
I remember.
It's fabulous.
I remember. Yeah.
And then I met Renee's sister, who's the producer of the whole show.
Jen,
a doll, right? So here I am doing makeovers on them. And then who was the little Italian one?
I forgot, but she was so. I
can't forget her name, girl. Gorgeous. Google it right now, girl. We got to cut this. Yeah. Gorgeous. And the episode was so great.
So great.
It was so great.
It's going to be also linked down below, Mob Wives, and then they shot their version, and we have our version. Yeah. So we're still friends, and like.
But they called us back that week, and they were staying at the Madrion, and they're like, "Could Cosmo come to the Madrion?" You know. So we want some more Cosmo. So I was like, "Yes, bitches." So I went to the Madrion, and then we did the podcast in the Madrion. Yeah. So it's great.
It was great,
and we're gonna do some future endeavors with them. You know, I would love to, basically, because they're family.
They're family. Yeah, absolutely. And especially after visiting New York now, I can tell, oh my gosh, such New Yorkers. So also that month was Barstool Sports. We thought it was going to be like a very manly, very straight podcast, but it was actually done by two gay guys, which was two queens was very refreshing.
Again, hilarious.
So
and I felt like I was talking to my sisters, girl, and we were expecting some real like sportscasters, like real macho men, because you hear Barstool Sports, right? Who knew they had a little segment that these queens were talking about dick and everything, honey. So that was fun. You know, I
was really fun.
Something else, and I just got like my neighbors. It was great. Yeah,
he was great.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
But that was another pinch me moment.
Just trying.
So this is like
it's only July, so I'm trying to be like
only July,
girl.
Right?
So
like we are just doing like bam, bam, bam. It's not never ending.
So. And by the way, a little plug. That's when we started opened our website and started selling merch that we now know why it's not selling. So if you want to support Queen Mother, please go to queenofmelrose.com. Just that.
Yes.
It's linked down below, and you can get the authentic merch.
Yeah.
So then July was Katya Zamolodchikova, Grinder.
Yeah.
That was also when we met Katya
That was amazing.
At PEG Studios.
Yes.
And
yes.
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
She's so brilliant.
So she is brilliant. We walked inside and we met her, and she wasn't in full drag at all. It was Katya as a boy. So I was expecting like RuPaul's Drag Race Katya, you know? So we went in and we're talking to her, the sweetest pie. Hilarious, by the way.
So smart.
Yeah. Intelligent. So I'm like, well, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm studying Russian.
She goes, Eugenia, can you give me a couple lessons? So
we did the podcast. Like she had me peeing. I had her peeing. It was great.
It was great. It was great.
So that went really well.
And August was chill. I couldn't find any activity in August. I feel like that's when we thought everything died down. But then in September, we were invited to Rose Hernandez's Ghosted podcast.
Yes.
It was kind of interesting experience.
Yeah.
You had fun with her, though.
Well, you know what it is? When we do the podcast, they all love Eugenia and me, and they let Eugenia do her thing. Like, they let her play. If she wants to film B-roll.
Behind the scenes for you
behind
guys.
the scenes.
Yeah.
They're like, girl, go ahead, girl.
Right.
We're not supposed to do it, but girl, go ahead. Just get it, girl. Just don't release it until after the podcast.
Which I never do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they let her play, girl. And they let me do what I want. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to somebody's house. That's how comfortable they make us feel, you know? And for the Ghost Podcast.
They're like, no cameras. Turn
the
off.
Ghost Podcast.
Give me your phones. We'll take off the belts. We're gonna get through
Right.
TSA right now. Are you kidding me?
We felt like we were walking through the airport and maybe even like
Maybe the worst.
A detention center, girl. You know, in LA.
Yeah.
So
which nothing to do with the talent.
No.
Rose is the sweetest.
And we love them. Rose is the sweetheart. She's absolutely beautiful too. Yeah,
beautiful and funny.
Skin, gorgeous, and everything. But there was just a lot of rules, and we're not used to rules because you know the queen breaks the rules.
Right, exactly.
You know?
We don't like rules. I'm Aquarius girl. I don't like the rules.
She's like, you can't film, you can't do this. Sit down, shut up. You know what I mean? And we're like, has she met us?
Yeah. And I'm like, it's going to be good for you because I'm going to promote on Queen of Melrose. And they didn't want to. But it's okay. Overall,
look at they're all making an appearance.
Oh, hi, babies. So then,
that's my blue.
October, girl. Boy Smells. We go to New York in October.
Oh, my God. So they're like, could Cosmo do a campaign for our luxury candle brands? And she tells me, and I'm like, what? Well, and I'm back to like Erica Kane on All My Children, okay? And so we go to New York.
They flew us in. They chauffeur us from airport to your sister's house.
Girl. It was first class all the way.
Goosebumps.
They offered us a hotel, and I said, no, we want to stay with my sister, because I haven't seen my sister for 6 years in New York. So she's like, stay with me.
I love Sophia.
Yeah, because she got that house. Was the house beautiful?
I didn't want to leave. So beautiful.
Oh my God. To have a house in New York, in College Point, Bayside, over the water. I mean, like, my sister's dream came true, too. Mm-hmm. So basically, I wanted to stay with my sister, my baby sister. So we stood there, and it was like, right?
It was my first time going to New York, and I am now in love. I fell in love with New York, and the way Cosmo was welcome there was crazy. We went to what are those stores in the Village? Went to the Village.
So everybody said the stores are gone because I used to work in the Village. I was a hairdresser. So Astor Place is still there, but instead of it being 3 floors, it's only 1 floor right now. There was like 2 hairdressers in there, and there used to be like 150 hairdressers. So anyway, I went in there, right, and I was like, "Do you remember me? I used to work here." And they're like, "No." And I'm like, well, I don't remember you either.
Right.
But anyway, so somebody bought it, and they're going to build it up again because barbershops are really big again. Yeah. So the haircuts we were doing then, they're actually doing now, girl. So everything comes around full circle. But what happened?
So then we went shopping. So we stopped at Astor Place, and Cosmo always talked about it. So it was so surreal to see. And then he's like, let's go. I'll show you those cool fashion stores. what about Trash?
Trash and Vaudeville.
Trash and Vaudeville.
So that was the store we used to go to all the time to get the club clothes. They had really good punk rock stuff. Fashion Beyond. They had shoes downstairs. So everybody's saying it's closed, it's closed, it's closed. So I go to St. Mark's Place, and it's still a vibe. Oh my God, like the vibe is back. So I went after pandemic. That's why everything was like shut down. It was horrible. It was just like Zara, you know. But yeah, it was terrible. But girl, the Village is still the Village. Okay, you seen?
I'm obsessed.
It was live.
Carrie Bradshaw. It was Sex in the City.
Yeah, you were Sex in the City, girl.
I was literally.
She was like spinning around.
I was
in the
obsessed
streets.
with New York. What was the other place with a naked mannequin circling? Hanging off the ceiling, naked mannequin.
Oh, Search and Destroy.
Oh yeah. Oh my. It's like Glam Squad, but it's a little more ratchet and too clumped in. Like it's a
real
little
gritty.
Yeah.
So that's a thrift store called Search and Destroy, and that's still there as well. So it's all really still there.
I know. It's
just
so
like
crazy.
the new kids are doing it. And then we walked in Washington Square Park. And you seen all the birds, girl.
Oh my God, pinch me.
The pigeons.
So we got hungry classically, naturally. And then first of all, we bought these shoes. I'm still wearing them, by the way. And Cosmo's like, don't get Doc Martens. Why are you trying to be feminine, girl? Like, we get something sexy. So I'm so glad I listened to her because literally I have them on right now and I haven't taken them off.
Show them your boots, girl.
Show them the boots.
So she wanted to get Doc Martens. Nothing against Doc Marten. Yeah, they're cute, they're comfortable. But I'm like, girl, you're in New York. Be sexy, girl. Look at the body, bitch. Okay. So I'm like, no, you got to be sexy. So we went to Trash and Vaudeville. We went downstairs, and they had only shoes, and it was just me and you sitting there.
Amazing.
And the girl was so helpful.
So helpful.
Yeah. And we were trying on like 100 pairs of shoes. So I wound up buying a pair of platforms, pink
Cute
platforms, so comfortable too. Thank God. Basically, and you bought those.
I'm so happy.
And we had the best experience. So now, mind you, we're walking all over the Village, right? So we went from like Fifth Avenue and 59th Street, and now here we are. The Queen walked to 8th Street. Now I haven't walked for years, and girl, in the beginning, I was like, But then, girl, it just came back to me.
Then I couldn't even keep up with her. And I'm going to the gym. So I was like, girl.
Let's go in here, girl. Let's get ice cream. And then they had a ping pong table. People playing ping pong on Fifth Avenue. So I'm like, I'm good at ping pong. Let me play some ping pong. And girl, it was just like New York has such a vibe. The vibe is back. Better than ever. It's cleaner than LA.
It is, yeah.
No garbage anywhere, even in Queens.
Nobody believes me when I say that it's cleaner. They're like, no, well, you just haven't seen. I'm like, no, I walk in LA and every other building there's like
we did walk
a problem.
down Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
So Fifth Avenue is like always clean. But down the Village was immaculate.
And then we're walking down the street. I don't remember what avenue, 2nd Avenue, I don't remember. And we were like kind of like picking in that restaurant. And I walked in to check out the menu. It was Italian restaurant. I was like, we gotta have Italian food.
What's the name of that place?
I forget.
Girl, we forget names.
So the girl in there sees me checking out menu, and I'm looking at the menu. She goes, "Is this Cosmo outside? Is this Queen of Melrose?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Can you please make him stay here? I'll do whatever. Please make him stay. Please make him eat. Please." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." I'm like, "Girl, I think you have a couple fans here." They started bringing out the food.
Before you know, food is coming out. And delicious. Okay. So it was like a pasta place, right?
It was Italian. Best pasta I've ever had in my life.
We went to New York and we're like, we're not going to do carbs. Right. My sister says, I'm not going to get super salad and pepperoni because last time your ankles were swollen on the plane. So we went to this restaurant, and that ended that, okay? Everything was on the table.
Everything.
And the waitress, the manager, she was like obsessed. And she was the sweetest thing, right? So she's filling my table with food, and she's bringing wine. I'm like, I don't drink wine. She goes, well, just invite your family.
Yeah.
So we have bottles of wine on the table, right? And then strangers are like, oh my God, Queen of Melrose. So we're invited. I'm like, here, have a glass of wine.
Here we have a whole bottle.
So we're on the corner. Oh my God, in the Village. I was like 2nd Avenue?
2nd and 7th Street. Could it be intersection? 2nd Avenue and 7th Street?
I forgot where
I don't know.
girl.
Yeah.
It was all like
some Italian.
But, Yeah.
Then they sent us some kind of cannoli with hot ricotta, was covered in chocolate, deep fried.
It was delicious.
What was going on? Anyway, it was the best pasta I've ever had in my life.
She's like, bring your family tomorrow. Please bring your family. She goes, could you say hi to my cousin?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'll do a cameo. I don't care. You know what I mean? Then the bill came. It was nothing. It was nothing. Like, they picked up the bill. So that was another pinch me moment.
It was another pinch me, yeah, for sure.
And then Eugenia's like, well, let's walk back. And I'm like, girl.
She goes,
call the Uber.
Call the Uber.
Right now,
we were like bawling a little bit with Ubers.
Yeah.
Once we did take a bus, $8 bus.
Yeah, we took the bus.
And it was nice.
It was fabulous, girl. It was an $8 bus from Flushing, New York. And that's when we first got there. And we said, let's just we don't want to take an Uber. It's too expensive. Let's like do New York. Like, so we got on the bus, right? But we're at the bus stop, and then she's like, wait a minute, it's in Queens, okay? So Queens is like primitive, you know, but it's still fucking fabulous.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in Queens. But, you know, the people there are kind of like, you know, and they're, you know, one track mind, whatever.
Yeah.
So she goes, nobody's really fanning out on you in Queens. You know, she goes, I'm a little worried here. Like, is New York gonna love the Queen? So all of a sudden, this mother pulls up right when you said that,
right,
in a car full of kids, and she's like, "Oh my God, I gotta take your picture. Oh my God, these are my kids. Oh my God, you're Queen of Melrose." And we felt so much better. Like, 'cause we don't know if we're gonna get killed in Queens.
Right.
What's gonna happen? I'm all like drag queened out, girl. So anyway, after that, we went to Manhattan on the bus. I remember that gorgeous guy sitting next to us.
I remember, yeah. You were flirting with him. So gorgeous. See,
this guy was so gorgeous. Didn't know how gorgeous he was.
So good. He didn't know.
Are you a model? Oh my God. Do you want to come?
In the Navy or
do you
something.
want to come to Hollywood?
Do you want to come with us?
So
gorgeous.
Anyway, he was like, "Thank you very much." You know what I mean? But yeah, and then we went to the Village. We went to 5th Avenue, 59th Street, and that's when we walked all the way to the Village. Yeah, the time of our lives.
It was incredible.
I would open a store there in a heartbeat. I would move back in a heartbeat. But I'm in love with LA too. So I would have to be like a bi-coastal.
Before we wrap up New York, remember Empire State Building? Empire State Building invited us to the very top of Empire State Building. They DM'd us. Empire freaking State Building. Cosmo was afraid, obviously. I'm afraid of heights. Cosmo's afraid of heights. Here we are on 100 billionth floor. And then there's another area that only allowed for like celebrities that we got access to, which was insane.
Right.
And Cosmo was like, you know what? I don't care that I'm famous. I'm not doing this. And you decided against that.
So who knew? Okay.
Right.
So they just redid the whole Empire State Building, right? And then they take us to the top, and they're like, wait a minute. There's more. Get back in the elevator, and then you go higher. And then they take us in this room where there's a ladder. So we have to climb up this ladder, okay? And then get out this little door, okay? So Eugenia goes out there, she's fine. The railing's up to here.
Up to here, yeah, to the knee.
I'm telling you, if the wind blows, you're good. You're gone,
yeah.
Right? So they're like, Cosmo, now your turn. Come on, Cosmo, come on. I'm like, oh, fucking hell no. I am not going out there, right? But we met that really nice lady that worked there for 30 years.
Yeah.
And she's like, you got this. Don't worry, you got this. So it was amazing. Then we came down, and they bought me meatballs for lunch. So they bought it from like these 3 different restaurants, and it was like a taster's choice.
Yeah.
They said, Cosmo, rate the meatball.
And none of them were as good as the ones that Sophia makes.
No.
Yeah, no, they're...
So, and then one got a 7.
Yeah. Barely.
One got a 0.
Got a 0.
One like bounced.
One bounced off the like a basketball. I remember you comparing.
It was hard as a rock. It was like rubber. But yeah.
And then we also did a meet and greet. I'm just trying to rush to make sure.
Yeah.
Meet and greet with our beautiful Daisy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, shout out to Daisy.
Love Daisy.
Yeah, I gotta catch up with her and call her. I've been MIA a little bit. We were so busy.
So we did a meet and greet. She has a crystal store in Long Island City, where I'm from, and the whole Long Island City is a whole different story now. It's very fabulous, girl. They have like these high-rise buildings. All I saw was like Ford models walking around, but it still has a little bit of the old neighborhood vibe. So anyway, she had she invited us to do a meet and greet in her crystal store. She actually makes and sells crystals, and she's very clairvoyant. She's an empath. So we did the meet and greet, and when we got out of the car, there was like literally how many people? Like 150 people wrapped around the building waiting to meet.
Some people flew in from a different state.
Yeah.
They were the first in lines, mom and daughter. You remember? Oh my! I still have that footage, so I'll put it out.
So, and they were there to meet the queen. So basically, I went upstairs, sat in a chair. My sister was like, we had pepperoni, super sod. We bought all that. So we're like, fuck the diet. And we're feeding all the fans, right? So my sister, I felt like it was New York again. She goes, we need some more super sod.
I love Sophia.
The food is going. We got to go, pick up some more food. And my brother-in-law, my sister, and her son Dimitri, they were all like feeding the fans, right?
It was so sweet.
Yeah.
So, and Daisy, thank you so much, Daisy. Like, we're gonna do a virtual podcast with her.
Yeah.
So then, right after we are back from New York, we get a proclamation. Like the day after or something, after we landed.
It was Labor Day.
Labor Day was that's when you found out you're gonna get one, but the actual proclamation happened on October 7th. October 7th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you you were given this beautiful keys from the city to the city.
Yeah.
Keys to the city, yeah. A little paperwork, right? What do you call it? An honor? What is it? What would you call the actual paperwork? I know what it is in Russian, but I don't know in English. What's the word for that? Called gramota. But what do you guys call the actual?
Like,
I don't even know. Like, what would you call that?
I know it's in a
proclamation. Yeah.
Right.
Well, what would you call this paper? What would you call this file? The paperwork that they give you? A document? Just a document, I guess.
Sounds like.
I don't know. We're gonna go look it up.
I don't know.
So
they gave me a piece of paper.
Right.
It was kind of like a diploma looking.
Diploma looking, kind of
Yeah.
like a diploma.
And
Queen
basically-
graduated.
Right. And it was like, you got the keys to West Los Angeles. And the mayor gave me the proclamation in front of all these city officials. And like, Mark was there from Underbelly, and my twin brother was there, my business partner was there, you were there. And girl, when they said, okay, Cosmo made such a change in the world, and basically they were saying all this wonderful stuff, and I was like, I started crying. Yeah. I
Me
was
too.
Like, oh my God. It was like such a moment. And then I got up and of course she made her speech and she didn't shut up. And I was like, so my father, my mother.
I know.
No, but it was really touching. And that was a moment, and the mayor, John what's his name?
John Erickson.
John Erickson.
I only know because, I do know, but I was shipping gifts today.
Right.
So I know all of their names, girl.
He was amazing.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
So then I'm just trying to make sure I know it's going to be a long podcast, but which is good. Then November comes and you drop your single, Move to LA. Mm-hmm. November 8th, that's when we dropped it. And we found out Cosmo, well, we didn't find out Cosmo can sing. It was just your testimony, beautifully put together by Ty Sunderland. Shout out Ty Sunderland, super talented DJ that did Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Lopez, and then they did Motha. And now she's on Spotify, so please follow her on Spotify. If you guys don't know, she has a Spotify account, and she has 2 songs now. We'll talk about the second one in a minute. So that happened. And in November, Paramount emailed us, and I was like, Paramount, what? And we were invited to do Logo Spill with Johnny, and we met everyone at Paramount. Was another, like, chauffeur, celebrity, like, full-on hair and makeup stipend, all that stuff, right? It was
amazing.
Amazing.
It's like Paramount. What is going on here? So this is like one after the other. So basically, we went to Paramount. Oh my God. It was like the beautiful building. We thought we were going to the lot. But we went to the building.
Yeah.
So we met the producer and the assistant. They were so nice. And then we go and do this podcast. No, it was a show.
It was kind of a podcast.
It's called The Spill.
Yeah.
Right.
Still an interview.
It was so fun. Okay, so here I am in a studio, basically full of mostly queens, right? And
like 50 people on
set. And
set.
then Johnny's so
cute.
The guy
host.
that interviewed me, he was like
Johnny
so
Sibley?
hot.
Yeah.
Okay, and so sweet. Like I feel like I knew him from years.
And
he's from New York. I'm from New York. And then Michael. He's from Long Island, New York, and then we're talking about his mother who's on TikTok, and it was like a family setting.
And Michael, the producer, the main guy on set, started twerking. We're like, okay, she's one of us.
Yeah.
So that was just so we felt so loved,
right?
And it was
twerking on her head upside down, girl.
We knew we found the one,
girl.
Then December, we're casually doing our TikTok or Instagram live, and then one of the fans comments that, "Congratulations on Rolling Stone," and we were like, "Rolling Stone, what?" So I quickly Google, and sure enough, Motha made it to Rolling Stone. We didn't know; nobody reached out. They just published they just published most viral moments and memes of 2024, and here she is. March number was Cosmo Lombino, Queen of Melrose, and they linked Instagram, TikTok, they linked all the accounts. Like, that's so huge. Rolling Stone itself, we were like, pinch me.
Yeah. She was crying.
I was crying.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
Like, she was crying. She goes, "Oh my God, we made it again." Like, it's just like, it never stops. Like, it just keeps on building momentum.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow. But we do show up. We show up. We do a podcast. We show up in everything. We show, and we try to stay consistent, and now we're going to do this podcast again.
Yeah. I love this. Sort of therapeutic,
Nobody's
actually.
listening.
Nobody's listening.
Okay, because everybody's like, "Where's your podcast that you do in your house in that room?"
Yeah. That room is more, I love this. This is really nice.
Now we're in the living room.
Now we're in the living room. And look, some people walked by and it was fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's in, and dogs too, no problem. Then in December also, we were like, Cosmo, I feel like you can sing. Let's just try. So Brandon, thank you, Brandon, again. Brandon's like our guardian angel. He goes, I got a studio. Because each song, guys, is like $5,000. So if you could please subscribe, support, buy merch. So we have that budget. We don't make anything off YouTube. Transparency, like very little. So, please help Queen Motha and get cameos so we can do those things, because we need to live and pay extra to create.
I just run up the stairs. Okay. They're like, okay, the guy's here, the producer. You're going to go in the music studio. Here's a microphone. Boom. And I'm like, I freeze a little bit, right? So, when you're looking for that shower voice, when you sound good in the shower, or like when you're in the store. Like when I'm in the store, when you hear me, I actually sound good because I know I've sang before growing up.
You and your environment
right.
too.
You're comfortable. But that day I was trying to find my shower voice. And I couldn't find that either, girl. It was missing.
And you didn't know the lyrics, right?
So
Another
basically,
conundrum.
it was very raw. It was very vulnerable. And that song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, it was very emotional. And that all came out. I'm sure you guys heard it. And if you didn't hear it, please go to YouTube. And you can play that during the holiday, because if I do say so myself, the song has so much grit and feeling.
Amazing.
And the voice ain't too bad, honey. She's raspy, girl, but she
beautiful.
works.
And he didn't auto-tune it, because Cosmo was like, wouldn't hit a note, and then we would do another take, and Cosmo would hit a note perfectly.
Yeah.
So
no, it would be flat. It would be flat, and then he'd be like, do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
And I just did it again. He goes, you got it on the second try.
Then we both had a little crush on him. We had to take a cigarette downstairs.
The producer.
We're like, is he gay? Is he straight? What's going on?
I think he's bi. I'm like, well, I'm bi. If I can't get it, I buy it.
So, and that song.
So we figured it out that he's straight. I'm like, Eugenia, go, girl,
right.
go.
But then,
I'm always fixing her up with somebody.
I know.
But there's so many scurvs in LA. You got to be careful because you don't want her.
He was straight, but he was married.
Go down the wrong.
He was married. So sorry, not happening, unfortunately. But
did I say pipe?
But so this music video is dropping. It's probably
so we did a music video, and we actually did it on Thanksgiving at my house, and I had all this company, and we had turkey, and basically it was like the Christmas tree was lit, and Eugenia
with 2 cameras,
Dynamo over here, 2 cameras, and she got like the cutest like
Cute. She
The
cute.
warmest.
The warmest. Yeah.
Like music video, and she shot it like real gritty, like kind of a Lana Del Rey video. And
But your idea was brilliant to go to the Grove for variety of shots. It was
Right.
it needed it.
So we had it in the house, but I'm like, it needs something else. Let's go to the Grove.
You get it. You're like you're
Yeah.
you're good. You're really
So
good.
the Grove is like New York's Rockefeller Center. We have the Grove. It has a big Christmas tree, and it actually snows. They have like fake snow at certain times.
Which we missed.
So
but
we went there. It was so Christmassy. So I'm running around with my twin brother Joe, and we're like two kids, you know. And it's like there's the Santa house, and here I am, like 13 again. You know what I mean? And we had like the best time. So she incorporated those two at my house and the Grove, and the video's really good. Yeah, like honestly, like I play it all the time.
Aw, thank you.
I do.
Thank you.
I do. And
Oh,
I'm like the
okay,
worst
okay, good,
judge.
good. I know.
You know, I put it through hell a little bit. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, girl, no, that eyelash, no stay. My hair's out of place, girl. And she's like, oh my God.
Wait.
You're like, you don't trust me? You gotta trust me. You trust me for months now. It's almost a year we're together. I'm like, girl, just don't get too comfortable, queen.
I'm learning so much, and I was like crying about it. Not that, and then
No, but I'm like, you might
learning
miss
so
something because
much.
she's got 100 million things to do.
No, for sure.
You know, and we don't have any PAs right now, basically.
Not yet. But the next year is about like we were flying
We have
this
to go
rocket.
to another
We
level.
were flying this rocket strapped with belts, fashion belts. Okay, this is how we were holding it together, girl. So now we're there, kind of like up there, not 100% there, but kind of there, right? Me there. We're gonna tune it up, hire professional cosmonauts to help us.
Yeah, we definitely need
And
some help
get
out
into
there.
a different level. Yeah, that's the plan for sure. Because I, as much as I like to be control mom and control freak when it comes to those things, I just need to find someone who will show me that they're better than me, and I want to find people that are better than me. That I would have a general idea how to do it, but I want to find.
Or if you delegate, they get it.
They get it. That's all. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people that have the same interests as you in the same field that you are, you know, because we're like going to the hardware store for milk.
Yeah.
Like we're asking these people to help us, and they're jumping on board because they love, you know, the queen. They love Eugenia, but when they jump on board, it's not happening because they don't have a passion about this
Or skills.
You got to have skills.
They're just
right?
skills. And
so basically, we need people that are interested and, you know,
and skillful
in the field.
Yeah. That have that.
Yeah.
Girl, that was like an hour and a half podcast. I feel like we're arrived at the end.
Oh my God, that went
But
so
it was
fast.
Very,
that was a whole year.
It was a whole year, girl.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Aw. What a freaking year, girl.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was like, this happened and this happened. I might have missed something, but I don't think I did.
It was a lot. And now it's the holidays and like, you know, and yeah, it's crazy because I'm like, I'm not going to get emotional for the holidays. I don't even want to get in a little fucking depression. So I've been really working a lot on myself, but still, like, you know, everybody I talk to, they're a little melancholy. And you know what? It's okay to be a little melancholy during the, just allow yourself to have that. Just don't sit in it, though. Well, I'm just saying, like, no matter what happens, like, the money's great and the fame is great. And not that the money's coming in crazy, no. I still got to sell a dress. Melrose is dead for the holidays. There is no Christmas. There is no Christmas on Melrose at all. So basically, yeah, I got to go to Plan B. I still don't know what to do with the stores. You know what I mean? Festival season is a different story. People are coming to go to Coachella. People are coming to go to Burning Man. But there is no holiday at all. There's months and months, and I don't know. But the fans do come, which is nice. And they do buy at least a hat or a T-shirt. So the way the world is today, you know what I mean? It's really rough, you know, financially on everybody, you know, and it's like everybody's feeling it. Everybody I talk to is feeling some kind of way, you know? So basically, don't do this alone. Don't go through the holidays alone, honey. And hopefully you guys will listen to my song. It will make you guys feel better. Happy holidays. Thank you for this fabulous year. Stay safe and
Stay sober.
And stay sober. And we'll see you next year.
See you